Ready, set, go. Hear ye, call to order the last meeting of the Creatorpreneurs for the year of our Lord 2017, December 28th. Oh, woo! Cool. So I think what's really fun is just in like our play to begin our call tonight, like how we're like just like ideas for fun businesses just keep emerging. Like before you got on, Christine, we were talking about buying shit cheap in China, like going to China, buying a bunch of shit, coming back and selling it, and just all this fun things. And it's like, how much more fun can we have playing with generating money, even if it's just crazy ass ideas that just are fun and playful to think about
Right.
as we think about generating and creating. Because I know for myself, I don't know for anybody else on here, but I've been very good at generating in particular channels and particular pipelines with money, but not allowing it to flow in maybe more unusual ways or like surprising ways of like it coming in. Like I love a lot of your questions, Brittany, that you asked about free stuff and how can stuff come to you that one thing I have played with a lot is surprise checks, and like having checks come from the universe, like what surprising money wants to come to me today and things like that. But I think like it's kind of a fun balance, because like there's people that have no money channels. Like I'm surprised at how many people don't even have ways to pay them. When I go, oh, how can I pay you for that? Do you have PayPal? No. Do you have Venmo? No. Do you have cash? No. Can you take check? No. Like, how the hell are you getting money? So like there's a kind of a fun balance between like the channels that we have that we know we can generate, at the same time opening up other pipelines, opening up other things, and creating from that space of nothingness, and that space of like, oh, what's possible, and how can we cash faster and make it funner, really.
Yeah.
So hi, Kathy. There is a yucky echo. Yeah, someone mute. Okay, so unless you are talking, there we go. I think it might have been you, Christine. Bad girl. Bad Christine. Bad girl. Bad guy. AKA Christine. Beautiful. Okay, so I want to talk about a couple of things tonight, but I also want to go like how I want to kind of check in with you guys and see where you're at with creation, see where you're at with the year's end and new beginning coming into 2018. I would love to hear from each of you about like kind of where you are. I mean, part of keeping this group small is to be able to help facilitate us all individually. And since not everybody comes live on the calls, it's a real opportunity to go, okay, like, where you at? What do you want? And it also informs me like what's required, what tools, what principles need to be brought in. So I would love to start with that. And I do have some really fun, juicy, specific content I want to play with tonight too. So, so who would like to start? Like, just where are you in the game of creation, especially coming out of 2017 into 2018?
I'll start.
Okay.
Cool.
You go.
You go. No, Elfie.
You go. You have a C that comes before E or whatever. Oh, no, it's actually Brittany and Brooke. Okay, you figure this out. I'll wait.
Okay, cool. Give me a second. I'm not speaking through this Logitech, so give me 2 secs.
Okay. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. So much. It just kicked in. Okay, so I have got, lots of different irons in the fire. And Rhonda and I just did a fabulous event that really had us step in and look at the year, the 2017, and going forward into 2018. And I've been so busy, I haven't even been able to sit down and do all of it. But what I have done just mentally in my mind is like, okay, so where am I? What is it that I desire to create? in 2018. And some of the things that I haven't been able to get to are my books. Like I have 2 of my books sitting here, right, that I need to complete so I can get it launched out there and get it all going. So I've got all of these fabulous ideas and been asking for more in lots of different areas. And one of the big pieces that has kind of been a stop or been a block in some ways is some of the administrative piece of the business. And I had a connection today with someone who is gonna join my team and really help to change that. So I'm so fucking excited because this piece is something that keeps me mitered down in worrying, and it kind of hangs over my head. Honestly, there's so many friggin' ideas that are coming to me that I desire to put out there. I don't have enough minutes in the day. And I've said this to you a lot, and I'm using all of the tools. And I know it's changing. I mean, I know it's changing because things are coming to completion faster and faster and faster. So, I mean, I desire to get much, much bigger in 2018 with my businesses growing and my business creations growing. Mm-hmm. So I'm in a really exciting space, mm-hmm. and knowing that the finances are all coming with all of these creations, mm-hmm. and it's not fast enough. And it's not enough money fast enough. Mm-hmm. So that's where I am. So I'm sorry. Did I answer your question? Because my mind is all over the place.
Yeah. So what's your question for 2018? Like if you had just in this moment, in this 10 seconds, what's your question for 2018?
How am I going to make it happen? I think that's the first thing that popped.
Really?
Yeah.
Howie?
Yeah, I know, but that's that. You always say, "Wait a minute, Uncle." You always say, "First thought, best thought." So that was the first
right?
thought.
Yeah. So cool. So all the Howies that any of us are doing about 2018, as we're looking at what we want to create, and it's like, oh my God, how's that going to happen? That is one of the things that we default to.
Right.
So and that is the best way to sabotage ourselves.
Right.
So here's something I want to talk about, because it's like I really desire for my creations to be not what I see out there, but something that's coming through me as a new creation, not just sort of replicating what I see. Well, so-and-so's doing that, then I can do that. So-and-so's doing this kind of telecall, I can do that kind of telecall, but just to really allow, that meme I had you make the other day, Brittany, about like what artistry of the universe wants to play through me. What is that? And to be that space for that. And so one of the things that when you're going to create something, and you guys all have this in common, you are outcast rebel creators. Before Live Your Magic was this idea that emerged for a movement called ORC. I call it the Outcast Rebel Creators. And it was like, those of us who have new blueprints, we have new things to bring to the planet. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We use other people's tools. We use the things that we have. We use the resources that are here, but we're basically here to bring in something new. When you bring in something new that has not been conceived of before, there is fucking no how, because nobody's done it before. Mm-hmm. There is no fucking how. And so it really is like, as it comes through, it's about letting what is coming through us inform us about what's next and about how it gets created. Oh, and by the way, when you're creating something really new, the how is different than anything you've seen too. You will not create something new in a way that something old was created. Mm-hmm. And so what the problem with how is we look around to see how people are doing what's already been created. If you're creating something that has not yet been created, you will also be creating the how as you go. It's not available for you to see.
Okay, that's a little bit of a mind fuck.
Uh-huh. Well, yeah.
My brain just went, but I don't know how to do that. This is what my brain said.
But it is okay. I'm going to simplify it for you. It's the 10-second increments. Now what?
Right.
Now what? Now what?
Yes.
And the how is revealed in hindsight. It's like,
Yeah.
oh wow, that's how I did that. Cool.
Yeah,
It's
you
not
know what?
gonna be
That's
foresight. It's going to be hindsight.
yeah, that's cool because when I look at the one that I've got in action right now, right, the radio show contest, I am seeing. As soon as you said that, I could see how that's what we've been doing, how that's what that creation has been. Because where we are now today with it, I didn't foresee that from the inception of, hey, let's do a radio show contest. Okay, cool. You know, I mean, I threw that up in about 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And I certainly didn't have all the hows. And they're still evolving. Like, it's like, oh, yeah, hey, why don't we do this too? And, oh, hey, now we can do this. And it was like, those ideas have been popping. So that's really cool. I'm glad that I have that example to look at.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So anywhere any of us are still creating from the implant of the how of what's already been created in this reality,
Mm-hmm.
can we revoke, recant, rescind, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate the implants that have us sabotaged through how? So we limit what can come in. We can't bring in anything new because we're looking to what's already been created for the how.
Yeah.
And everything that brings up and lets down, can we uncreate and destroy it?
Yes.
Yes, right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 boys, shorts, and beyonds.
I just saw in my mind, you know, Aboriginals, when the original Indians, when they would say how, they would put their hand up, right? How. But when we put our hand up, it's stop. So what if we use the how as in, when you use the how.
Everything
Hey, how about
stops.
me how?
And it's
Yeah, there you go.
it's also a form of trying to control our creations.
Yes.
Instead of actually listen to them, dance with them, feel them, what's next, what wants to happen, like playing in the energy of that,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, yeah, so everywhere that we're trying to control our creations by howing them, we're hiring Howie to control, we uncreate,
That's
destroy.
fire Howie, yes.
Yeah. Right, wrong, get bad, pot,
Yeah.
shorts, and beyond.
Send Howie on a vacation off a deep, short pier.
Damn, Howie. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, yeah. So what I want to say is that if you are like, if you're creating something really big and you go to a how, you're probably scared. You're probably actually constricting it. Like, I like that symbology of the how like this. It's like you are stopping the energy. You're trying to control the energy in some way. And so, okay, cool. So everywhere I'm trying to control the energy of my creation right now, pocket, what's possible? What's next? What was, tap the energy of the next action step instead of trying to figure it all out. Because by doing that, you know how much you have to slow down to try to create a how that's weeks or months out in the future?
I'm
Feel that.
guessing a lot.
I want all of you guys to feel that. If you're trying to come up with a year plan of how shit's going to happen, how much do you have to slow your ass down?
Completely.
Right, wrong, kid, bad, pot, and pock, online, boy, short, so everywhere that's how is actually sneakily a way to control, slow down, and stop you. Can we uncreate and destroy that?
Yes.
Yes, right, wrong, good,
So is
bad,
how an
pot,
implant?
Yes. Yes.
Maybe I knew that, but didn't know.
Yeah.
So tell me, can I use an example of a creation?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I did the Up Your Ask, right?
Mm-hmm.
I created it so fast. I had no idea how I was going to do it. I was just going to do it for 100 days and go on live. And I had really did not have it all figured out. This was the really light, okay, this is what I'm going to choose. And then out of that, each day it was asking the creation, okay, what would you like me to speak to today? And it would literally come out of my mouth. I did not go on going, okay, I'm going to discuss this, right? It would literally come out of my mouth. So 100 days in a row of doing the Up Your Ask was fucking phenomenal. The people that were on there were blown away by what we created, okay? And then I got oh my God, and I talked to you about this, right? About creating a book and a workbook and doing all this other stuff. And the minute that those ideas came in, it was like, okay, so I guess I have to do it this way and I have to how this. And, you know, so what would have created greater at that moment?
Mm-hmm. Well, woulda, coulda, shoulda, coulda, coulda, oh, come on, you said you would, you won't, your mama let you, huh? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot of pock, all night, boy, shirts and beyonds. Woulda, coulda, 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 oh, come on, you said you would, you won't, your mama let you, huh? So you went into a have to. You went into a should. You went into, so again, like feel the energy. What do I have to. Feel
well,
that
it was more the energy of, oh my God, I could do this and I could do this and I could do this with all of that.
Yeah, cool. But that's not what you said.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So it's what I call that as a verbal flag. So you may have been in the energy of how exciting is this, but some part of you was like,
my
what
brain
do I have
was.
to do? What are all the
Right.
things I have to do to make that happen?
Right. That's where I did go shortly after that. That's correct.
Yeah. So then there's just this clump. So
Right.
what I would say is, okay, cool. Like everywhere, because in a way, number one, that's creating a comfortable distance with your creations. Because you're putting something on it, you're trying to slow it down, you're trying to control it. So I would say, like, really, like, hey, everywhere I'm trying to control this creation, everywhere I think I know better than this creation, what it wants to be and how it wants to get out there, you know. And again, you're being superior with your creations.
Right.
So everywhere we think we know better than our creations, can we uncreate and destroy that?
Yes.
Yeah, right, wrong, good, bad, pot of pock, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyond. So a better question might have been, cool, what are the infinite ways of this coming out into the world? What resources do I have available? What, instead of how? Like if you think about the interview questions, right? Who is much better question? What? Who or what can support this? Right?
Yeah.
When? Is it the time now?
Right.
So who, what, when, where, much more valuable than how.
Right. So it's that moment when we get excited and then the brain engages into the steps that we pull these in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so who can help me? Who wants to play? You know, and even asking the creation, who do you want to play with you?
Right.
What resources? How can this happen? What are the infinite possibilities of this happening more easily than I ever imagined? Universe, show me. So you want to tap the energy of it. Like
right.
You want to tap the energy of what you're creating, and then you want to ask the universe to say, hey, you know, as being help a sister out, you know, what you got? Like, show me. Like, and I think one of the things that I'm really getting is that as I'm shifting from the paradigm of creating from push, right? Sometimes we have to be willing to be really uncomfortable in that place of I don't know how, because the how is another secret way of pushing and forcing something, and to actually be willing to be in the uncomfortability of the unknown, of not knowing the how, and really trusting that the universe has our back. And it's like that, if I don't know if you guys have all watched the video series I've been doing this month, but the conversation about the inherent creative energy that is in us, and that it can and will have the capacity to solve anything, to create anything, to bring anything into being. And it's really about trusting that creative force that comes through us, it is the universe working itself through us. And I'll read it again, the piece that I read in the video, because I think I love connecting with the energy of this. There is an innate creative energy in all of us. It's the animating spirit that separates the quick from the dead, the life force that expands our lungs, makes our heart beat, and takes care of every one of our biological functions. If we let it, it will bring fresh new ideas to mind whenever we need them, enabling us to solve any problem and move forward in any creative endeavor. Our relationship with this energy is the basis of what we call creativity.
Damn, that's good.
The relationship with this energy is the basis of what we call creativity. So it's that, like, okay, creative life force, call on it and say, what do you have for me? Show me the way. Show me the next step. Show me who to call. Show me what I need. And to commune with your own creative, that life force in you, but also the life force of your creation.
Mm-hmm.
And from that place, like what I get when I read this, when I read that, because I just felt the truth of it just in every cell of my body and being, that is true. I am actually still alive because of that. I actually really shouldn't be on this planet with all of the times that I should have gone under. With,
What book is that? Brooke is asking, but I'm curious as well.
yes, it's called Creating the Impossible. It's by Michael Neal. It's based on a 90-day program that I've done. I did in 2015. I'm doing again this year.
What is his name again, hon?
Michael Neal.
Neal?
Neill.
Cool.
Yeah. And his model is very, to me, it's very synchronistic with access, but his methodology is going underneath all of the chatter to the space of the being, and having an operate from the being. He doesn't use clearing. He has you actually like go beneath the chatter and really get that none of it's real. You go through this process of really kind of realizing that it isn't real. It's a really kind of, he gets to the same place as access, but he does it in a very, very different way.
Cool.
With creating from the being. So for me, it's like this, what he's talking about is this force of energy that is always with us. It is always available to us.
Right.
And that's why asking questions is so potent, because the answer is there, the awareness is there. Asking it actually tells the creative life force what to proffer, what to bring forward, what to show us when, is what by our questions that we ask. It is actually bringing forward. It's not giving us an answer from out there. It's actually pulling up and forward what's already there.
There's
infinite possibilities. What do you want to know? It's guided by the question.
Cool. That's really awesome.
So that's creating from nothing. Like, that's allowing something new to come into form. And to like let it come out in a different way. Let new ideas come with it, continue to invent every step of the way. You may see something out there like, oh, wow, that's a cool idea, and it might feel light. And that may be part of your creation. It's not that you don't take things from other people, but it's like you really are going, okay, like, what do I know that I haven't been willing to know that would create this in a totally different dynamic way? Like, thinking about you guys, like marketing, like I'm thinking about you, Brittany, right now. Like, you're such a natural at it. You have such a natural curiosity for like how Facebook works and all of that kind of thing. But I like, one of the reasons I like working with you and I want to work with you is because I feel like there's so much that you know that isn't even known yet. And if you will let yourself tap that, you'll discover new ways, new rhythms, new algorithms that other people will have to catch up to. Right? And so it's kind of like that. It's like finding the thing before other people find the thing. It's like being on the front of the wave instead of the back of the wave. And to me, that's like surfing the energy. It's that I actually created this meme a while ago about the future belongs to those who surf the energy. Not for those who are looking for the way to do it and how to do it and what's already been done. Like, talk about being on the edge of creation. That's what we are. That's what we're doing. That's the game of the Creatorpreneur Club, is being on that edge and going, how much more fun, how much more pleasure, how much more ease, like how much more joy can we have in that creation while we create new things and while we allow new things to come and birth through us that have never been before. How's that grab you?
Go for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So,
are you complete for now, Christine? Cool. Yes, Elfie.
I am at the total Like, I have no fucking idea. How? I have no fucking idea. What? I just know it's creative. I know it's never been done. And that is the whole never been done thing, because it doesn't fit into anything in this reality.
Mhm.
Like, it doesn't go on a website, it doesn't go on Facebook, it doesn't go on Instagram, because like a little bit of it can go on there. So I don't even know like where it could be. I mean, I just did like this in like 5 seconds on the call, and it's not even finished yet. I mean, hello, it's pretty cool. And it's and there's so much stuff like coming in, like in drawings and in music and in stuff. I mean, hello, welcome to my creative headquarters, by the way, which are recently opened. And so I have a desk now, people. How fucking amazing is that? That is a reality thing that actually works for me. I like having my desk and my stuff in one place. But I am just really at this, like, I have no fucking clue what is coming through, how it's coming through, or even if I can make money of it, like if money is even if that is even like one of the things money is going to come through, or that is going to come another way. I just don't know. I have no idea.
Cool.
I said I'm going to have a lot of fun, and it's just this wide open space, you know.
Awesome. So are you willing to be that weird to create that which has not been created before?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not? And I mean, you're kind of the perfect one for the job. I kind of see you like, okay, Elfie, this is your special mission. You know, dun 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 dun, to create that which has never been created before. Boom, boom. It's gonna be so weird. Not even you will believe it. You know, so that and like for you in particular, as things come through, I would ask, is this for money or is this just furthering the project? Because for you, money comes in a lot of different ways. It's not, you don't manifest in as direct a way as some of us on the call. Like, by the way, we did have that call about the if you haven't listened to it yet, the call we did about masculine and feminine forms of creation and direct manifestation versus indirect manifestation. You have a lot of indirect manifestation abilities. So there's not everything will be money. It will come, you will bring it through, and money will happen indirectly because you're willing to bring it through. So it's less of a consideration.
And that is, how weird is that? Like, I'm weird all over the board. Like, why can't I do direct manifestation? That would be easier.
Really?
Right? I was just asking in my head, how can I do indirect?
Yeah, right?
I was like, that sounds so much easier.
Let's mix and match.
The grass is, so everywhere the grass is always greener. Can we uncreate and destroy that, please?
Let's do that. Yes.
Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, fuck, all night, boy, short, scene. I want to be direct. I want to be indirect in all of the decision, judgments, conclusions, computations. As juniors, you have about that. Can we uncreate and destroy it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, and pock, all nine, boys, short, scene. Now, there's times and places like we tend to have a kind of an aspect that's more prominent, like you know, like with Christine, like one of the things that we worked on with her is she's actually more of a feminine creator, but she's overdone the direct, she's overdone the masculine, and so she's been in a pendulum swing of like bringing more of that receiving and the feminine in. There's times and places where we will turn on or up one of those aspects because it's just what's required. So there may be a time, Alfie, that you go, oh, it's time to actually create directly right now. And you'll feel it and you'll know it. And it's time for you to see yourself channel money in that way. And for some of us, like Brooke or Christine, or those of us who are kind of used to to the hustle, right, of creating, is that like there'll be times to turn up and on the indirect. So let's just have this, like what I'm just feeling right now is like, how can we all just in this moment tap the direct and indirect capacities of everyone that's here and everyone that's in the group that's not live right now? How can we tap the direct and indirect and actually ask what's required? Like, you know, hey body, just show me what's required every day. Like, and there may be times through the day where it's more receiving and more direct action. So it's like, it can change throughout the day, right? And so, first of all, like, holy fuck, what a great capacity, Elfie, that you have channeled money the way that you have. Like, I don't know who all was on the call last time, but we were in the Chinese bank with Elfie while she was transferring like $345,000, you know? Like, how fun was that, right? And like, you know, how can we be all the energies? How can we be the energies of the direct manifestation? How can we be the energies of indirect manifestation? And obviously, if you have one turned down, it's holding you back. It's holding you off in some way. And so I think for you, Elfie, it's really riding the wave, because there'll be times for more direct action and more direct manifestation, and times for more indirect. So being willing to go, okay, cool, like, you know, asking the energies, what are you creating? What are you forming? What do I need to know about you?
Because with the indirect, I mean, because that's like wide open space that I'm almost completely in it. I'm kind of like already looking at it. I just haven't like I'm on the last few steps actually going into it, but I can already see it. And now with that indirect manifestation, it got like even bigger and even weirder, because like there's nothing to be grasped.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's just so, yeah.
So everybody on here who knows that you need to turn up your indirect manifester, tap the energy that she's in right now. Because even the confusion that she's in and the not knowing that she's in is part of that.
Yeah, and it's not a confusion as like a causal, like, oh, where did I lose my keys? Kind of, it's different. I don't know. It's not like it's a confusion, but it's a different energy to that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Elfie, I'm so grateful that you're bringing this up in front and center, because I had always seen that the indirect manifestation in my life was me failing and everybody else having my back.
Of course, I did not do that either.
Right? So now I'm like, wait, it's a superpower? Mm-hmm. I can do both? So thank you. That was so liberating. Okay.
Oh, look at my weird ass being helpful. Yay.
My weird ass being helpful. Yeah. So yeah, guys, like all of you direct manifestors, tap those two and go, okay, what can I learn from this? Hey, body, show me my version of that. Show me my indirect capacities. And you can do the same with us with the direct piece, right? Why not have it all? Why not have all these wild and wonderful ways money's coming, and then ways that we're out there like creating and getting that sense of knowing that we can create from nothing and that we're always okay. Right?
One thing I do get with the indirect, I kind of go like, because one of the indirect ways I do is, of course, I just get money from my husband, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, oh, so, well, yeah, even if I don't do magic, I was still gotten that money. Like, that doesn't count. That is not creation. Like that's with indirect. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. So the thing, yeah, you're right. So it's not even, Brooke, that you go, oh, I'm a failure. It's that you discount everything you're creating. Like,
totally.
Yeah.
Right? So like, okay, so Elfie, how much more money does your husband channel because you're in his life?
Oh, tons.
Yeah. Okay. That's the piece that you have to get. Yes. That's the piece that you have to get, is that he actually makes more because of you. It's not just that you're channeling through him. He's actually making money because of your energy. He's making more money because of your energy.
I feel so much better about myself right now. How about you, Elfie?
I'm starting to feel a lot better, yes.
I'm like, you're welcome, everybody.
Yeah. I know people who everybody they've been with, they start more money. The person they're with begins to make more money because they're at that space of indirect. They channel through the direct manifestors.
So how do we like? Okay, so hobby is obviously here and that's working, but like then with all the other indirect stuff going on that I am apparently channeling for other people, like how can that come back to me in a more direct way then?
Great question. how can, like, as you contribute, one of the first things is you have to acknowledge the contribution that it is.
Yes.
Like you didn't see that with your husband. You're actually augmenting his income energetically all the time.
Yes.
So
that is true.
Because of being married, you've allowed it to come back to you, because that's part of the construct of this reality. So you've allowed it to come back. But in some of these other relationships, you don't have the agreement that it will come back to you energetically.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now I agree to have all of it back. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Done.
Yes. Are you willing to acknowledge all the contribution in the forms of increase that you create for everybody? Like, all of you guys are catalysts for people's business. Brittany, fucking huge catalyst for people's business. Christine, like, all of you guys contribute to people's businesses just by walking in the door of that business, just by talking to somebody, just you sitting down with somebody and sharing an idea with them. We're all making people more money all the time, but we won't allow that to come back to us. We won't allow ourselves to receive from this. And actually what that requires that we haven't been willing to be, you guys, I'm going to say the V word here, vulnerability. I know you thought I was going to say vagina, but like, no, what I'm saying is it's going to require vulnerability to.
But it's female vulnerability,
I have
so
that
vagina works.
and I will receive from it.
It's all good.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. And I think for those of us who don't have a person we're channeling money through, it really is saying, hey, I am willing to channel money through every single person whose business I have created increase in. And I allow that to return to me tenfold. And I choose that and I demand that.
Oh, I want to add a contribution to this wavelength.
Mm-hmm.
Just yesterday, I channeled my inner Megan, and I realized that I equated vulnerability with insecurity. And that was blocking me. So I took vulnerability in one hand and insecurity in the other, and did the live your magic whammy, vulnerability one hand, insecurity the other, until they separated. And realized that kept me from receiving, because I would go into what's wrong and insecurity.
Yep. Yes. Yeah, we have. So everywhere we misidentified and misapplied vulnerability for insecurity and for weakness, can we uncreate and destroy that?
Yes.
Yeah. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine, boy, shorts, fan. I had this crazy awareness. It was yesterday. I was journaling about this, and I was like, oh, like, what's missing in my receiving? And what came was vulnerability. And I was like, oh shit. Like, because I've been wondering, like, kind of what my word or theme of the year will be. I was like, oh my God, vulnerability is so boring. I don't want it to be that. And like, I knew just by my response to that, maybe I should pay attention. And, but it's like, I really got, like, I'm so fucking good at asking questions. Like, if something's not happening, it's not because I'm asking questions. It's because I'm not choosing the level of vulnerability that it would take to receive my own potency and to receive the life that's beyond everything I've been willing to have. And to be that space of being vulnerable in every 10 seconds in front of every person I'm in front of, in like being that. And that fucking scares the shit out of me. So I know that's where, like, the shit that scares us is where the transformation is. Like, the shit that scares us is where the transformation is. And so,
That's
like,
a meme.
there's a meme for you. So that's like, wherever that is like, that's where the gold is. And so this vulnerability piece, especially if those of us who want to turn up the indirect nozzle, it's being willing to not know, which is very vulnerable, and be willing to let it come from all places, and to not try to control the energy that's coming in and through us. Yeah, cool. So thanks for bringing that up. So are you willing to be vulnerable enough to receive everything you've been asking for? Yeah, and everything in the way of that, can we uncreate and destroy it? Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot and pock, all 9 boys, shorts, and beyonds. Yeah. Are you willing to be that which the universe has been trying to birth that no one else has been willing to let come through? Because they can't conceive it. Because they can't name it. Because they can't define it. Everything that breaks up and lets down. Everywhere you're not willing to be, know, perceive, and receive that, can we uncreate and destroy that? Yeah, right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all 9 boys, shorts, and beyond. Elizabeth Gilbert talks about this in her book Big Magic, about how like ideas will knock on different doors, and if you don't open the door, it will go somewhere else. Have you ever had an idea and then someone else did it? Have you ever had an idea, an invention, and someone else invented it? That has to do with that you were not available for it at the time. Not right, wrong, good, bad. You just weren't available for it. Maybe you didn't hear it. Maybe you didn't have enough of your barriers down to even know that that idea was knocking on your door and saying, "Hey, let me in." So how do we become the midwives of the new blueprint, of the new energy that's coming through? How do we midwife that? How do we be a space for that to come through, and to come through in totally different ways? Like there was one time, it was at a 7-day event, and Gary alluded to this, but it's stuck in my head ever since. And he said, when we really leave struggle, bodies will come in different ways rather than through labor pains and through women giving birth. Like bodies will just be able to incarnate. And I've been really fascinated with that, because that's actually changing how things are created, how things are actually, that it's a metaphor for creation happening in much more easeful, instantaneous ways. And what do you know about that? About things just and are you willing to have it be that easy? Are you willing to let go of everything you're getting? Are you willing to let go of everything you're getting out of it being hard and a struggle and being, doing it hard? Because we get pats on the back for that. We give ourselves pats on the back for that. And are you willing to have it be so damn easy that you can hardly acknowledge it because it had no effort involved other than a willingness to be it? Are you willing to be the space of creation you came to be?
Yes.
Yeah. And everything that doesn't allow that, can we uncreate and destroy it?
Yes.
Yeah. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all 9 boys, shorts, and beyonds. Feel that space? Do you guys feel that? Now what? What are you creating right now that you actually didn't realize you were creating right now because you didn't bother to ask what you were creating right now? Right? Because the first place we go is to the doing, which that's part of it. But if we don't acknowledge the creation that's occurring in being, then that's actually not going to get stronger. That's actually not, we're not going to lead with that. We're going to keep leading with the doing. What are you creating right now? Like, just notice the energy that brings up. I'm going to ask it a few more times. What are you creating right now? We got to echo again.
Hang on.
Okay. Cool. Awesome.
Is that better?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. I just wanted to have a voice to say yes.
Okay, cool. Yes.
Right.
Yes. 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 What are you creating? What are you creating right now, you guys? Are you willing to turn it up?
Yes.
What is your being creating that you're not even aware that it's creating? And will you be willing to acknowledge it, even if you can't name it, and especially if you can't name it?
Yes.
Yeah. That's fun. Wow. That's such a fun play space. Cool. Awesome. Okay. Who's next? Thanks, Selfie. Good stuff, you guys.
I don't even know where to start to go next because I'm like so confused still. Like I get like everything that they're saying. I feel like I'm indirect, but then I'm direct too. And then I'm like so aware of every single limitation that I have and like where I'm not choosing and like how I'm creating everything. So I'm really hard on myself, I think. And like
Really?
leaving that gratitude out like all the time, like, and it's like, what is it gonna take for me to actually be like, oh, like I like there's never like a I created that, that's amazing. It's like, oh well, that's fucking lame. Like, oh, 5 people on a call, like fuck that, why is there 5 people on it? Like there should be 50. Like it's not like I'm not thankful. I don't know. It's really like frustrating, you know, because I'm creating things right now, and like I just did a Facebook Live today, and like people like shared it, and like yeah, like I had like 3 people sign up, but I'm like it got like 20 likes. I'm like, this is pathetic. I'm like, I just went to certified facilitators class. I'm gonna get fucking 20 likes on this video, and 3 people are gonna sign up for this class. Like fuck this. Like I can't believe I suck so badly that I would create this. So, I don't know. That's where I'm at.
You're so cute. So what?
Because I mean, I'm creating it. So,
yeah.
Why is it not better than that? If I'm creating it, I would create the fucking best. I don't get it.
Yeah. So how many projections, expectations, judgments, decisions, conclusions, computations did you have about being a certified facilitator and what that would create and what that would be and what that would do that's actually keeping you from the expanded being that you became and that you're becoming, and to actually create from that space? Where are you creating from the limitation of what a certified facilitator is rather than a space you be? And everything that brings up and lets down, can we uncreate and destroy it?
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
right, wrong, good, bad, pod,
I don't think I had any really. I think it's just more like, I don't know. Maybe I did. Like, I feel like everything's like subconscious with me. Like,
yes.
if I, like, there's so much stuff that I'm like cognitively, this, like, thought process, and this is how it should be. And like, my stuff is like, if it's hidden, like, my things are hidden. In my world, I'm choosing it. In my world, I'm choosing that, and I don't have any limitations around it. So why isn't it coming? Like in my actual little universe I live in, like I can't see them, and I think that's what's so frustrating.
Cool. So barriers down. Just let all.
I have a problem with my barriers. I don't even understand what they are.
Okay, I think I know what would help.
What?
Let's all get naked, and then she'll have no barriers. Ready?
Right.
Okay. Right on. We're gonna get naked, baby.
Come on.
This way, I mean, like, is that the only reason that I have sex? Because that's the only time I don't understand it. I feel like I know I have choice, but I don't feel like I have a choice. That's what, you know? It's like, I know this is my choice, but then I'm like, okay, just choose it. I am. Nothing's happening.
Yeah. So is it true that nothing's happening, Brittany?
No.
Okay, right, wrong, good, bad, pot and pock, all nine, boisterous. So how much of your creations have you uncreated with the decision that nothing's happening?
Yes.
Yes, right, wrong, good, bad, pot and pock, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyond. And there's something else that I was just kind of tapping into there, which is like, you went through, let's see, what was it? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days back to back of intense change, intense classes. You changed your frequency so dynamically that it's like it's funny because I used this metaphor with a gal that I didn't know her father was in radio, and so she explained this whole thing to me. But when a radio station, you might know this, Christine, when they change the number on the dial, it takes people 3 to 6 months to actually find it because they're at a different frequency. And like I suspect that there's something around because you changed so dynamically, and I feel like you're not as visible to some people as you were because you're in a different frequency. You changed your dial, you changed your station. And so it's like, what will it take for people to find you at this new station? What will it take for you to own the station you're in right now and to be the space of creation you are and find the people who are looking for the Brittany at this station? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot and pock, all nine, boys, shorts. So you're going to attract a different person because of where you are. You've changed frequencies.
Yeah, and I guess I'm still like looking for the same, like I did like acknowledge that today. I'm like, okay, well, keep trying to go back to where I was and be like, this is how I did things, and it's not like that anymore. But then it's like, that's all, that's what we were comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
But it is like, it's so odd for me. Like I put a picture, like I guess I'm used to, like in my head, I've created this social media platform that when my energy is there, there is a response. And in my world, like, I could tell you when my energy's there and when my energy's not there. Like in my world, I was really like there energetically. And, like I'm not getting response the same way. And I don't mean like by like a like I could throw a meme out and that would be different. I don't know. Maybe people, but it's like my picture, like my video, like it was just like, and then I go into what's wrong with my energy? Because for me, it's always about me. Like, what am I doing and being that this is not being seen and heard right now? Whereas last week it was being seen and heard. Like, what is the energetic change in me? And not like, and in my world, if I'm energetically at a higher frequency now, that should be more visible, not less. Like, so I'm being wrong because I'm less visible.
So all of that, can we uncreate and destroy it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot and pock, all nine, boys, shorts, band, Christina. I'll get right there. There's another piece about anywhere that any of us are still trying to create from any kind of past, any kind of yesterday, any kind of last week, any kind of last year. We're moving at the speed of light, people. It's like really like what's going to take to create the results you want to create today that may not look like anything you've ever done or in a way you've done it before. And are you willing to be that space that creates a whole new audience, a whole new a whole new everything? You're in it. You're kind of in between worlds right now, Britt. It's not wrong or bad. It's just like you're getting your land legs essentially, and it's like you're not totally fully in the new frequency, but you're not in the old frequency, and you keep going back to the old to try to create instead of going, I'm here now, bitches. What can I create with the me that's here now, and who's looking for this? And here we go. Right, Christine, what did you want to add to that?
It's going back a little bit on what you said about going to facilitators. Brittany, when I went to facilitators, and each time I've gone, it's fucked me up for a while. Okay, and just a little while.
I mean, like I was like in bed for like the past like 5 days. Like,
So
thank God I got
literally,
really horny and went out and had sex for the past 2 days. I'm feeling a lot better.
how much have you picked up on everybody else's crazy space? And you've left you. It's
Yeah.
like you got this residual crap all over you.
Mm-hmm.
So go have another shower.
I mean, so, okay, I just had lots of sex for the past 2 days, and I'm on my period today, and in my world, these are good things. So,
Cool. Yeah, you're coming back into you. You're beginning, this sex is helping you embody the new frequency and helping you kind of release and let go of some stuff. But like, it's really about like, who am I now as a creator? You're creating from a brand new space. And that's part of why, because she did 2 facilitators. She did right voice facilitators, and she did CF facilitators. So she got her stuff, all kinds of, she's gonna slap you upside the head. Like, because it's like you're really, I mean, you're letting go of being a follower, Britt. You're stepping into being a leader. In part, like, if I could like say those words, like,
yeah.
and it's like,
And I do keep trying to go back. Like, I messaged Lale. I was like, I feel like I'm like, she's not. She needs me. Like, what am I doing? Take me back to the old way. Like, but then I'm also, I don't know. I'm also, like, creating weird things in my world. I'm like, well, maybe she's mad at me, and that's why I'm not doing good. Like, what kind of, like, creation is that? Like, and I get really confused about where other people play a role in my life. Like, I don't get it. Like, do we really have friends? Like, I don't know. It's like confusing. Like, if you're creating everything, am I creating her to be against me? Or can I, you know what I'm saying? Where do other people play a role in our life? I'm really lost. I know
yeah. So would you be willing to pull yourself out of everyone else's universe right now? Pull your head out.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, just really pull yourself out. I think that's what's occurring is like when you're in you wouldn't ask that question. You're asking that question from being up people's butts. So like, pull it out, baby, pull it out. And then go, okay, cool. Like, cause relationship is a every 10-second creation. Actually, Alfie and I were talking about this at the beginning of before you guys came on. Is like, okay, like, what do I want to create with this person in this 10 seconds? You know? And but from you, not from being in their energy.
Yeah, but this is really tricky because Brittany, I totally got you on this one because sometimes I'm so far up in other people's universes, I even can't find myself again. I'm like, hang on, I'm doing that thing again. Okay, let me go find myself. And then it's just really like, it takes a while to find me again, but you're in there somewhere. That's the good news.
Well, I guess I just get confused, like, where I play and, like, are you, like, you know, because, like I said, I remember I asked Gary at the 7-day, I was like, are we creating, like, everybody? And he was kind of like, it's like your own porn show, basically, you know? And I'm like, so if someone's coming up and saying and doing something to me that I'm creating it. And he was like, yeah. So then I'm like, oh, well, why would I I automatically go into the why would I create someone coming in my universe doing this? Like, this doesn't happen in my universe. And like, so then I'm like, well, what am I doing wrong? And I have to like figure it out before I can like move on to the next thing. Like, but then there has to be, I think there's like some element that has to be missing, like where people actually can come into your universe uninvited, because it just doesn't seem fair. I swear I didn't invite you.
I swear I didn't. So here's a different take on that. we were having this discussion with another mentor of mine, Gay Hendricks, and people were saying, well, what about like acts of God, like hurricanes and blah, 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 or not acts of God, but, you know, earth disasters, like, am I creating that? And he said, well, no, you don't create those. He says, but I'm so clear on my priorities of what I'm choosing, what I'm creating. I'm very clear I would not walk into a space where a hurricane was happening. So what I take from that, or how I balance that with I create everything, is that I don't actually create everything, but I do move myself into spaces where things are happening because I'm a vibrational match, or I have a conscious or unconscious priority to have that experience. I'm not creating it, but there's some part of me that's pulled it in, or I've stepped into the hurricane. Oh, and then like you could ask the question, it's like, I wonder why I choose to step into the hurricane called Bob, you know, right now. You're not creating Bob, but why did you step into that reality? What is the priority that brought you to that space and time where that was occurring? Like I had
what is the secret agenda?
Yes. That.
Not priority. Secret agenda.
Yes, exactly. Like one of the things that I did to change, like I had a pattern ongoing of like totaling cars, right? And it was never my fault. And it was really, but I'm like, why do I keep doing this? And it's like, I was always in the place where accidents were happening. And then I was like, oh, what's that about? And it was like, it was connected to being an accidental birth. And I thought I had to create accidents to create, right? So it's like, and even like what happened in Australia is like, okay, what am I trying to create here? Right? Because I'm like, I did that thing I do. But I don't like, it used to be that I was dying about every 3 months by totaling cars. Like it's like totally different than what I did in Oz, but it still is that.
You wrecked your car in Australia.
Right? So, but you know what's so funny is it's like yeah, like nothing occurred. Like they didn't see it. They didn't nothing. Right? It's
that
like
we know of.
that we know. Well,
I mean, that's out of our reality.
Yeah, in my reality. Yes, exactly. Yeah. But it's like the question to ask is like, where am I a space for this? Not how did I create it? Because you actually didn't create it. You walked into a party that was going on oftentimes with other people we're walking into a party that's already going on. But we moved into the space where that party was, and what's the agenda? Or why are we in that universe? What do we want from that? And it's not even always like it's not a negative thing. It's like, what is it that I want from this energy right now? What am I trying to get? There's a whole series of that I thought was really cool. My first 2-3 with Dane, called The Occupation of Others' Realities. So I'm just going to read through a few of these and kind of let them play with them and let them sift. And if you want, I could even take a picture of this on Facebook, put it on the Facebook thread if you guys want. What have you made so vital about creating the occupation of others' realities that requires you to have the feelings to create the solidity of your limitations? And everything that brings up and lists down, can we uncreate and destroy it?
Yes.
Yes, right, wrong, good, bad, pot and pock, all 9 boys, shorts, and beyonds. And the question he proffered is, how are we occupying this reality? Right? So he said, what if to occupy this reality is to be at war? Everything that brings up and lets down, can we uncreate and destroy it? Mm-hmm. Yes, right, wrong, good, bad, pot and pock, all 9 boys, shorts, and beyonds. Anywhere and everywhere that you have made occupying others' reality more vital, valuable, and real than your reality, can we uncreate and destroy it?
Yes.
And everywhere we're doing that to keep a comfortable distance from ourselves, can we uncreate and destroy that? Yes. Yeah, right, wrong, good, bad, pot and pock, all 9 boys, shorts, and beyond. So So this is really relevant to creation, you guys, and to the conversation called, what am I bringing in that actually is a creation that hasn't been before? Because if we're always occupying other people's realities, it's going to be really hard to create what we're here to create. Right? So everywhere that you're occupying other people's realities to avoid the potency of what you can create, can we uncreate and destroy that?
Yes.
Yeah, right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pot, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyonds. So asking, like, okay, like, why am I occupying this person's reality? Not why, but like, what am I getting out? What is the agenda that I'm getting from occupying this person's reality right now? Pod pocket, and like pull the energy back into you. And I think for you, Britt, that's going to be an ongoing practice until you really get that sense of, this is me and I'm not giving it up for anybody.
Yeah, I think this might be like a conversation for another time, because I don't know if like you want to talk to Catherine and Brooke, but like there's something there with like, you know, relationships and like I don't have any, you know, like I have like one friend and my mom, and like that's all, like, and it's not even like my friend and my mom, like you know, like there's not someone when they're like, oh, can you lose anyone? I'm like, I don't fucking care, I have nothing, like just me. And like, is that a limitation? And you know, like, is that a barrier thing? And that might just be for me and you to talk about later, but anyway.
Cool. Yeah. So for now, like, in the message that I want to give from your conversation with me to the group is, you know, where are you occupying other people's realities with regards to creation and with regards to what you can create and what you're capable of creating? Can we uncreate and destroy that?
Yes.
Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyonds.
Bars.
Yeah, baby. Thanks, honey. It's so relevant to creation. And I've shared with you, I would say that relationship is the thing I use the most to avoid creation. Like,
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't understand. Does it play a role? I'm like, I get it plays a role, and I get it's very sabotaging. I don't know what I want to do with it.
yeah. Well, I would start with getting your head out of their ass and going, what do I want to create? That's You don't need to mind fuck it too much more than that right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Love you. Stop mind fucking. Okay. Beautiful. Brooke or Kathy, would you like to share what you I love that you're having a wine at Creatorpreneur Club. That's fantastic. Would
Hey,
you
Megan.
like to share? Yes.
This is Erica. Kathy's working on me right now.
Oh,
Um,
haha. Hi. Look how cute you are. Hi,
are we
Erica.
cute? There's
Mhm.
Kathy.
Hello.
When we first started the call, I was just like, I don't even know what the fuck I want. I don't know what I want for 2018. And then as you start asking these questions just a minute ago, I was like almost asleep, and all of a sudden I'm like tapping into everybody else's, I don't know what the fuck I want.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really do have things that I want. Like, I really, you know. And then whatever you said about comfortable distance, I can't even remember because I was half asleep. It all plays into that.
Mhm. Yeah, cool. So everywhere you have been occupying the universe called I don't know what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Because isn't that easier in some ways than to know what you want and feel like you have to do something for it, or you don't know if you can have it, or be disappointed because you don't get it? Like, it's in a way like there's
Like, in
something.
that world of no choice, so you don't have to choose, and then it's everybody else's fault. And
Yes.
ugh.
Yeah. So everything that is, can we uncreate and destroy it?
Yes.
Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot and pock, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyonds. Yeah. Yeah. So say one thing that you want to create. You desire to create.
I want to do more speaking next year.
Cool. Awesome. And everywhere you think you know how that's going to happen, or that you have to force that to happen, or what you have to do to make that happen, can we uncreate and destroy that?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot and pock, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyonds. So there's something that sort of came to me a little bit ago, and I want to play with it with, because you have like a clear thing that you're bringing into the space right now. But like what I want to invite us all to do is to take something that you know you desire to create, whatever that is. It's, you know, Alfia might be having this many people listening to the radio show or whatever it is, or this much, whatever, Christine, this many hosts, whatever it is that you're desiring to create. Let's, it could just be an energy, but I'd like to play with this with regards to something that you kind of is a little bit more tangible than just energy, like something you know you want to create, like speaking or whatever. And bring that to your awareness, bring the energy of it in. Ask your body to show you what it would be like to be creating that, having that, expressing that. Now turn that up. Now turn that up. And now I'd like you to ask the consciousness of 2018 to show you what it knows about bringing that to fruition.
I love that.
Energetically. So would you be willing to collaborate with the consciousness of 2018, with the energies of 2018? And would you allow 2018 to actually contribute to and to create the breadcrumbs, to show you the breadcrumbs of, and make them obvious. Say, hey, 2018, universe, show me the breadcrumbs and make them fucking obvious. Because I'm a little dumb. A little slow.
On flashing lights.
Woo, woo,
Signposts would be good.
right? I do that a lot. It's like, show me the breadcrumbs and make them flashing lights so I can't miss it, right? And what does 2018 know that you don't know? What does the you of next year at this time know that the you of this time doesn't know? And would you be willing to allow that future you to communicate the energies of what you need? Everything you need, all the resources, all the who's, all the what's.
Yes.
And would you allow all of the who's that will come in, that will bring pieces and parts of this into being? Would you allow all of them energetically to contribute?
Mm-hmm.
The who's you know and the who's you don't know that are coming in to contribute to these creations. Barriers down, expand your space, expand your space. And all of the energies from anywhere in the future that have a contribution to this. Receive. Barriers down, barriers down, barriers down. That's so fun. Wow. And would you be willing to create intimacy with the energy and the consciousness of 2018 and your future, such that it can inform you and whisper to you in a way that you can receive it, receive the awareness?
So much yes.
Yes. Yes. Oh. Wow. Wow. And are you willing to be that supported, you guys? Are we willing to be that supported?
Yes.
Awesome. How was that, you guys? Do you like that?
Yes.
But
Yeah.
That was so fucking cool. I never thought of a year as a consciousness before, but it just came in that way.
That was hot. I like kind of started a hot, saucy affair with next year. Like, ooh, you know, like 'cause we got some Mary energy up in here. Like, do you want to screw it still? Or, you know, like how she's like, if, you know, when she says, if your creation or job was an intimate relationship, would you still want to have sex with it? And that's what it brings up is that, do you want to have intimacy with 2018
Yes.
and all the sensualness with it? Oh, that's good. You're good.
You're good. That's cool. Like having an intimacy with 2018.
It's interesting because, I mean, I'm all for sex and intimacy and joy and pleasure, all of that, obviously. But like the last few days, I've been kind of like, oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, passion. Yeah, right. Intimacy. Yeah. I'm just like I'm like for the kindness. Like I don't want anything in my life anymore that is not directly tied to kindness. And that doesn't mean I'm not gonna go and get my brains fucked out. That still needs to happen. But it's from
Good job, Alfie.
but you know, this it has to be both, you know. If it's just if it's and otherwise I just go like, it's all right, you know. And I'm also, I don't know what it is, like I'm such a softie the last few days, like everything just makes me cry, but not like in like, but I'm just like so happy. And like, it's just, everything makes me cry. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Because I used to not cry ever. So that was, just wanted to share that.
What are you receiving that you've never received before?
Oh, everything, you mean?
Yeah.
That.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you for that. That's really beautiful. And thank you for being that and showing us that.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Cool. Brooke or Kathy?
I would love to talk, but Kathy, if you have a real burning to talk, then I want you to.
We have time for you both.
Oh, yeah. Okay, awesome. Here, I'll turn my little video on. I'm in bed. I'm being lazy, so I didn't want to hold the phone up the whole time. Otherwise, you get the Ursula chin. That's the scary witch on Little Mermaid. Anyways. So at the first Live Your Magic I attended, one of the things you had said to me is that if I'm not creating, I'll get bored, and that's when I create illness.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a flare up from an autoimmune disease on the 18th that is just absolutely crippled me physically. And I've had a lot of time to like think. And I went through, I saw this meme and it said, I wish someone would come and tie me up because then I could succumb to my inherent laziness. And I thought, oh my God, I love that. And then I went, isn't that what I did? Like I hadn't been wanting to create. I hadn't been wanting to do anything. I'd been stuck in this place of, ugh, I have to be like productive and shit. And I just want to be lazy. And then woof. Now I'm in so much pain. I can't do anything. I can't do shit. I could barely get myself to the bathroom. So maybe I tied myself up so I could succumb to my inherent laziness.
Cool.
Yeah.
How does that feel? Does that feel light?
No, I feel like I'm in prison.
Yeah. Cool. So everywhere that you've misidentified and misapplied, the state of being that is creation with laziness, can we uncreate and destroy that, please?
Fuck yes.
Yeah. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot and pock, all night, bush, roots, and beyond. What feels more light to me is that you've orchestrated yourself to come inside to see what wants to be created.
Oh, that feels good.
What desires to be created.
Yeah, I feel this warm and fuzzy, like I'm in this womb of nothing. and there's this warm, fuzzy dragon thing that will come up and like, you know, when a kitty rubs up against you and it's so warm, fuzzy, and wonderful? That's what it is. Inside this cocoon of pain that I'm in, there's this warm fuzzy that keeps going around going, I'm here for you. And so I keep thinking, well, maybe there's all these blessings or gifts or insights, you know, because I have to dig deep when I'm in this space. And then I think, why do I have to create such fucked upness in order to have these insights? You know, so there's this part of me that's like, ooh, love the gift. And this other part that's like, you're stupid for creating this. Yeah.
So pain is part of life. Suffering is optional. So the pain of here, my body's asking me to go in, like there's something pulling me into myself. For, you know, the word insight is interesting, right? Insight, to see within, right? And so there's a level of uncomfortability in that, or what we might call pain in this reality. But when you then add to it, and I'm a stupid fuck for doing it this way, that's when you create suffering.
Yeah.
Right? And that's totally optional. You can choose that or not.
Okay, good.
Right? And what if there's nothing wrong with it? What if it's just the only way you've known so far to do that? And now that you know that, what other ways can you discover insight?
Wow.
And what if you could have gratitude for having created an insight in this way, and like, because your body loves you so much, it's like, you get over here, bitch, I got some shit to say to you. Like, it's gonna do whatever it takes to get your attention. And what if it didn't have to work so hard? And what if you could add to that, oh, and what other ways could I do it? That's cool. Thank you, body, for being like your body's making a demand of you for something. And could you make a demand of you that would not require your body to make the demand that it does in the way that it does?
Yeah.
And everything that brings up and lets down, can we uncreate and destroy it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot and pock, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyond. Hi, body. Thank you.
Hi, body.
Yeah, it's like, so has your back. It's like fucking not letting you get away with nothing. Right?
Oh my God,
totally
right?
has your back.
You know, I was talking to my mom. I said that I had a conversation with Dino right before my back went out. Literally, that's where my pain is. And so real quick, my ex-husband and I did not kiss for the last 7 years of our relationship because I smoked. I know, right? Not at all. Because I smoked cigarettes and he didn't. Now, the last 3 years we were together, I smoked an e-cig, but we just didn't kiss anymore because that was our protocol. And so here I have this new hot, saucy marriage. We're in our second year, and I went to kiss him, and he was just like, "Ugh, no." And I'm like, what? And he's like, your breath smells so bad. It just smells like cigarettes. And I had all this back pain from my history come up, and it just came up like a tsunami. And I went, I don't know if I can deal with this. And it was that one of those gay Hendrick moments, though, of like him politely opening up a scar of, I'm unlovable, I'm going to be in a passionless relationship, and it's all my fault because I'm weak and addicted. And I went into, and instantly, that's when my back pain happened. And by the end of the day, I was in a wheelchair.
Wow. Your body's quick.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
So, but I don't really know what to do with that. So I've just.
Well, what choice did you make about you that isn't true, that is a lie, that your body's twisting around?
That I'm unlovable as long as I smoke cigarettes, but I can't go without cigarettes because I'm weak.
Yes. Cool. So everything that is times a gazillion, can we create and destroy it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot and pock, all nine, boys, shorts, band. And do you get that leaves you in the no choice universe called you have to smoke? Because you have to justify how unlovable you are?
Wow. That's potent.
Yeah. And at least if you're unlovable because of smoking, that's something that isn't really you. So maybe you're not unlovable and it's about the smoking. So it's also a backdoor at the same time.
Mhm.
Because you never have to see whether you're lovable or not because it's the smoking,
Right.
not you. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, online, bush, respect. We do this so much, you guys, with so many things. This is juicy. Because, by the way, you will not allow yourself to create beyond the lowest idea of yourself you have. So if you
Wow.
create too far beyond your worst concept of yourself, you'll find a way to bring yourself back. That's the sort of 2 steps forward, 2 steps back kind of thing that we have going on. So this piece is super important to creation, you guys, because everywhere you're holding yourself as not worthy, not enough, not lovable, you will only let your creation go to a certain point until it hits that place inside of you going, no, I can't have more than this. I can't create more than this because I'm not lovable. I'm not worthy. I'm not. So,
Holy shit.
so I want to kind of move this into sort of a group thing right now, right? So
Yeah.
like, what is the place of not something? Fill in the blank. Not enough, not worthy. I mean, it doesn't fucking matter what word we use. Because is an infinite being not of anything? Right? Cool. So what not of something are you using to keep you from creating from the potency of your true being? Everything that brings it up and lets down, can we uncreate and destroy it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pawn, pock, all nine, boys, shorts, men, and everywhere we've allowed ourselves to be implanted with that, so we can never again create as potently as we did when we fucked everything up and made up all the stories we did about ourselves. We revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, destroy, and then create that.
Yes.
Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, and pock, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyonds.
That explains the rubber band effect.
Yeah.
It's always when it just gets like better than it's ever been before and then smack right back to baseline.
Yes, because
Holy
if you think
shit.
about it, right, it's like shit floats. So as soon as we raise to a certain, and this is applicable to the frequency conversation I had with you, Brittany, like anytime our frequency raises to a certain level, the sludge begins to rise up. And what if this is just the sludge clearing from the new level, but we go into the wrongness of us, so we actually just kind of, the sludge becomes sediment, so we kind of settle back in, rather than going, oh wow, I changed frequencies. My body is like releasing the rocks that have kept me drowning, essentially, so that I can float, so I can rise to the top.
That just frees everything up.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, I mean, like, shit does float. Every single time I've made a major breakthrough, I've had shit float to the surface and I've gone into the wrongness of it. I think we all do. And that's where I get stuck. What if I'm just clearing out that next level?
Mm-hmm.
What if I'm just clearing out the next level? What if I haven't regressed? I've learned all kinds of shit in the last 10 days. What if this is just awesomeness?
Yes. And what if this is just showing you the sandbag or the anchor that has always rubber banded you back?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. So all of the sludge, can we now perform a sludge enema on us?
Oh my God.
I like that phrase, Britt, the sludge enema. So all of the sludge you're carrying from 2017, all of the stuff that's come up to the surface because you reached for more, because you chose more, because you expanded more, and all of the sludge that's rising to allow you to clear so you can actually be that frequency in the world. Can we please uncreate and destroy that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine, boy, short, Simeon, and the count of 3. Can we clear some of that with a little bit of movement with our bodies? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And how much chaos would we need to instill for that sludge to easily and effortlessly just move through without these stop points, without this, oh, sludge, bad, wrong, bleh, right? What if it could just, we raise frequency and it moves, and we raise frequencies and it moves, and everything that doesn't allow that, can we uncreate and destroy it?
Yes.
And can we instill whatever chaos is required to keep that moving through and to have us not stopping it on the count of 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Who do we appreciate? Shamil. Shema. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was Laverne and Shirley. There's some chaos for you. And I'm aging myself. Christine knows exactly what I'm talking about. 8 and 8. And everywhere you have put that in your future of, it's always going to be that rubber band. It's always going to be back and forth. Can we uncreate and destroy that in the count of 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And can we open the door and actually step through the door to the reality that this frequency actually operates at? And the people who are looking for it, the resources, the creations of this you that's coming forward now. On the count of 4, can we open it and step through? 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. How you doing, Brooke?
So much better.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm all warm and swirly. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, we got a little bit of a late start today. You guys okay to go a few minutes extra to hear from Kathy? Yeah.
Absolutely.
If anybody needs to go, that's cool too.
We can't
We'll
miss
just be a few more
Kathy.
minutes. Can't miss Kathy. Come on, Kathy.
No
what you
way.
got? Come on down,
Kathy.
girl.
I missed the very beginning, so was there a question?
Oh yeah, just like where are you with regard to creation moving into 2018?
I've definitely been doing a lot of the how. Because yes, on the one hand, this has been lots of fun, and the target of how much money you're going to make before the end of the year, I believe I've spent that much money.
Good job. You got that reversed. It's okay though. Yeah.
And it's been interesting to watch how many things have been just yes, do this now. And then like my brain coming up with what's going on and this doesn't look great. And are you sure? So the Nine Trannies class in Dublin in June is the same week as the Children of Light conference that is just an annual thing. And I'm kind of one of the standard, I'm always there, I'm one of the vendors, I help with all the things, and I'm not going. And I've been telling people, cool, have fun. No, I'm going to Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
and then laughing because it's the biggest yes I've ever had in my world for the Nine Chinese class, and in going to Ireland is yes. And okay, now what? And I'm just kind of there's a little bit of a freeze and like being on the edge of the cliff. It would be easy to clam up and go hide instead of choose something, because I don't have. And I kind of wanted to hit you when you were saying about creating things that have never been created and being the energies that have never been on the planet. There is no how. There is no knowing about it. That just brings up angry, pissy 4-year-old kind of. I want to throw a tantrum. That.
Mhm.
So, hello.
Mhm. So what would it take for us to say yes to find the biggest yeses of our life so far and to choose it? To find and choose the biggest yeses of our lives so far. Would you be willing to be a space for the biggest yes you've ever known?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. And everywhere that we won't allow ourselves to know those big yeses, because it's just a lot easier and a lot less scarier to not know what the fuck those are, because right, like it's that thing that scares you is where the transformation is. So it's like the stuff that doesn't scare you, the stuff that's like, oh yeah, that's cool, and I know how I'm going to do it. It's like that yes isn't quite big enough because it's not taking you into the unknown. It's not like taking you to that place that will grow you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And are you willing to receive that much and grow that much and be that potent to say yes to those big ass things that you're scared to say yes to?
Yes.
She says that she chokes. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, puck, all nine boys. Hairball. Right, wrong, good, bad, like all nine boys, shorts and beyonds. Yeah. So, what energy, space, and consciousness can we in our bodies be to be, know, perceive, and receive the biggest yeses of our lives so far in 2018 with total ease? And everything that doesn't allow that, can we uncreate and destroy it?
Yes.
Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine boys, shorts, and beyonds. And on that note, that's a good note to end on. Thank you, Kathy. That's perfect. What do you want to say yes to? What are the yeses you haven't even let yourself know because you don't want to know how fucking potent you are? Because if you said yes to it, you'd have to know, and that would, then you couldn't be the victim anymore, and that would totally suck. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot of rock, all nine boys, shorts, and beyonds. All of us. The stuff we're not saying yes to is we're not willing to see ourselves as the potency we are yet. And it's okay. And is now the time. Is now the time to find those yeses that would push us so far and so big, so far out of our comfort zones that we wouldn't recognize ourselves.
Yay.
Yay! Woo woo! Baby!
Thank you, everyone. This was amazing. I'm
You're
so glad I showed up.
It was good to
I'm
have you
so
on
glad
live.
you showed up.
Oh, it's hi. And it's my people. I'm like, oh, this is good. Well, because I'm all drugged. And I was like, no, I won't be able to talk. And now I'm like, this is magic. I feel fantastic. Let's go. Do this shit.
Okay, we need to get live elephant transportation going on. 1 second.
Oh, she's
Get
pulling out some
what and
magic
who
shit.
what?
Show yours again.
Oh, hi, elephant!
Catherine has the same one.
No.
Oh,
Yes.
cool.
How?
That's beautiful.
Yay!
Mm.
How does it get any better than that?
What?
Mhm.
Wild.
Cool.
That's how we can visit each other's houses.
Those
now.
are port keys. From like Harry Potter.
Port keys?
Yeah,
That's
they
cool.
use port keys.
Portals.
Yes,
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
All right, ladies, I'm out of here.
All right, you guys. Love
Bye.
you so much. Happy New Year. I'll throw
Question.
the January schedule up online, and if you could make events from those,
Please.
that would be awesome. Yeah.
That was my question.
Yeah.
And Christine, thank you so much for
I
that.
got it. I heard you. Huh?
That's awesome.
Christine,
Yes.
thank you so much for organizing the events and
You're
making it
welcome.
easy for us. I don't know how to do that shit. I'm so happy we have you.
Well, I teach business if you ever want to learn.
Oh,
Damn.
Just saying, I teach us.
right? I'm keeping your number.
Do you want my measurements too? No, just
Well, we did take shirts off.
What digits you want, baby?
just ask. It's an ask and you shall receive reality here.
Oh my God, I'm so happy right now.
Cool. Thanks. And Megan, shoot me the link as soon as you got it downloaded, okay? And I'll get it up.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Claw.
So much.
Bye.
Bye.